Barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is IRE class 8. Our topic will be Islamic festivals and ceremonies. I'm Bwana Abdi, and remember we said Islamic calendar consists of 12 months. And the 12 months includes Muharram, Safar, Rabiul Awwal, Rabiul Akhir, Jamadul Ula, Jamadul Thani, Rajab, Sha'ban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. Among those 12 Islamic months, remember we said Islamic calendar has got 12 months, and Islamic calendar is lunar calendar because it follows appearance of the moon every month. Appearance. Therefore, that is why we say Islamic calendar is called lunar calendar. And we say lunar calendar, it contains 354 days, and it consists of either 29 or 30 days of every month, 29 or 30. While unlike solar calendar has got 365 and a quarter days. The first month in Islamic calendar is Muharram because of Hijrah of the Prophet from Makkah to Medina. And remember we said Hijrah was the migration of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Makkah to Medina. That is the Hijrah we are talking about. And therefore, because Hijrah is a milestone and very significant in the history of Islam, that is why Umar bin Khattab, when they are compiling the Islamic month, they chose Muharram as the first month. And then Islamic calendar is always written as AH. What does AH means? AH means after Hijrah. Remember, we started counting Islamic calendar after the migration of the Prophet from Makkah to Medina, which is commonly known as Hijrah. Therefore, AH means after Hijrah. The Islamic calendar was written during the time of Umar bin Khattab. Therefore, Umar realized that there was a need for Muslim Ummah to have a guiding calendar which is organized in a very professional manner. And therefore, he called Sayyidina Ali and other Sahabas, and then they gave suggestions, gave them the room to give suggestions, and later they agreed because of Hijrah, let Muharram be the first month. Islamic begins with Muharram and ends with Dhul Hijjah. Our main issue of focus will be the month of Muharram. The month of Muharram, first and foremost, is the first month in Islamic calendar. That is very, very important. Muharram is among the 4 holy months mentioned in the Holy Quran. And these holy months includes, number 1, Muharram, which is the first month in Islamic calendar. Number 2, Rajab, which is the 7th month in Islamic calendar. Number 3, Dhul Qa'dah, which is the 11th month in Islamic calendar. And number 4, Dhul Hijjah, which is the 12th month in Islamic calendar. Why are they called holy months or sacred months? That is a question we need to ask ourselves next. Muharram is a sacred month because on 10th Muharram, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved Nabi Musa from the hands of the cruel Pharaoh. Pharaoh wanted to attack Nabi Musa alayhi salam, and Allah saved him on 10th Muharram. That is why Muharram is a sacred month in Islamic calendar. It is also believed that major events happen in the month of Muharram, especially on the 10th. Apart from that, we also have a Rajab. Why is Rajab a sacred month? Rajab is a sacred month because of the night miraculous journey of the Prophet from Mecca to the Jerusalem and finally to the 7th heaven. Remember we said it is in the month of Muharram that on the 27th night the Prophet was taken for miraculous journey by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was taken from Masjidul Haram to Masjidul Aqsa in Jerusalem, finally to the 7th heaven where he met with different prophets. And remember we say at Baytul Maqdis the Prophet gave a 2 rak'ah prayers, led all the other prophets in 2 rak'ah prayers. Then Dhul Qa'dah, which is also another important sacred month. And we said Dhul Qa'dah is a sacred month because of 2 major reasons. Reason number 1, it is the month which comes between 2 great pillars of religion. That is Ramadan, which is done in the month of Ramadan, Sawm, which is done in the month of Ramadan, and Hajj, which is done in the month of Dhul Hijjah. That is one major reason as to why Dhul Qa'dah is a sacred month. Number two, Dhul Qa'dah was called the resting month by both the Jews and the Quraysh. They used to respect the month and calling it the resting month simply because in the month of Dhul Qa'dah no quarreling was accepted, no fight was accepted, and no war was accepted. Therefore, they termed it as a resting month, whereby all the communities of the Quraysh will rest and they will not fight completely. And then we have Dhul Hijjah, which is a very important sacred month. Dhul Hijjah, which is a very important sacred month. Why is Dhul Hijjah a sacred month? We say Dhul Hijjah is a sacred month simply because that is the month in which Muslims all over the world visit a city, a famous city known as Mecca, to perform pilgrimage, which is Hajj, which is the fifth pillar of Islam, which is a very important one, and therefore there they develop the virtue of equality, and then they become united. Muslims come from all over the world, and then they visit Mecca, and then they go and perform Hajj or pilgrimage. Those are the reasons why those 4 months are called sacred months. And then now let's move on. Previously we mentioned about, apart from Allah saving Nabi Musa from the hands of Fir'aun, there are other major events that happen on 10th Muharram. We want to see what are some of these major events that happen the 10th day of Muharram. Number one, and the most important one, is the creation of 7 heavens, the land, and the sea. Therefore, it is Islamically believed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the earth, the 7 heavens, the land, and the sea on 10th Muharram. Therefore, that is one major event that happened in the month of Muharram. Second major event was the birth or creation of Adam alayhi salam. Therefore, it is believed that Adam was created on 10th Muharram. And then thirdly, it is the day when Allah saved Nabi Musa alayhi salam from the hands of Fir'aun. Remember we said that is also a major reason that makes Muharram a sacred month. It is the day on 10th Muharram Allah saved Musa and his followers from the hands of the cruel Pharaoh, and Musa and his followers survived. The fourth reason or event is the Ark of Nabi Nuh, which is famously known as Safinatul Najash, landed at Jabal Judah in Turkey. And therefore, on 10th Muharram, after floating on top of the water for 150 days with his followers, Nabi Nuh alayhi salam, Allah made him to land at Jabal Judah in Turkey on 10th Muharram. Then the other important thing is Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam was born in the month of Muharram. That is very important to know. That Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam was born on 10th Muharram. 6. Nabi Isa alayhi salam was also born on 10th Muharram. Therefore, Nabi Isa was born on 10th Muharram. It's another major event that happened in the month of Muharram. And then, apart from that, another major event is Imam Hussein, the grandson of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was martyred at a place called Karbala. Was martyred at a place called Karbala in Iraq. Therefore, on 10th Muharram, Imam Hussein, the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was martyred at a place called Karbala in Iraq. Then another major event that happened in the month of Muharram is Nabi Ayyub alayhi salam. Remember we said Nabi Ayyub alayhi salam suffered from very many diseases, and we said he was among the prophets who had the strongest patience, despite the fact that all those challenges and everybody ran away from him. Therefore, Nabi Ayyub alayhi salam recovered from many diseases on 10th Muharram. The 9th event was Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam was saved from the fire of Namrud. Remember we said the cruel ruler during the time of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam was called Namrud. And after they went for the picnic, and somebody leaked that maybe they suspect that Ibrahim was the one who destroyed their idols, they decided to throw Ibrahim in a burning fire. They collected firewood and decided to throw him in the burning fire. Ibrahim stayed in the burning fire for 40 days. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved him in the fire and made him comfortable. Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam was saved from the stomach of the whale. That is also another important event that happened. Remember, we said Nabi Yunus alayhi salam was swallowed by a whale and he stayed in the stomach of the whale for 3 days. Later, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to save Nabi Yunus from the stomach of the whale on 10th Muharram. Therefore, those are among the major events that happened in the month of Muharram. It is also believed by some sect of the Muslims that the world will come to an end on 10th Muharram, but is not yet confirmed very much, because we know, as from the history of Islam, that the world will come to an end on Friday, but it is not known which year, which time, which hour. Is only known by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and knowledge which are only known by Allah are called ilmul ghaib. It's only known by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nobody else. To make a brief recap of what we learned, we began by looking at the Islamic calendar, whereby we say the Islamic calendar consists of 12 months, which is very, very important. And we say the Islamic calendar was compiled and organized during the reign of Umar bin Khattab. We also said that among those months, Islamic year or calendar is called lunar year, because it has got 354 days, which is contrary to a solar year which has got 365 and a quarter days. We also mentioned that Umar bin Khattab compiled the Islamic calendar so that it can guide the Muslims be able to know we are in which months, at this time we're in which other months, and then to be able to make a nice organized Islamic calendar. And then we said among those 12 month Islamic calendar, we have got 4 holy months known as sacred months or Ashurul Hurum. These Ashurul Hurums are, number 1 we say Muharram, and we said number 2 is Rajab, number 3 is Dhul Qa'dah, and number 4 is Dhul Hijjah. We said Muharram is the first month, Rajab is the 7th month, and Dhul Qa'dah is the 11th month, and Dhul Hijjah is the 12th month. And we say Muharram is a sacred month because on 10th Muharram Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved Musa from the hands of Fir'aun. And then we said Rajab is a sacred month because of miraculous night journey that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam undertook, accompanied by Angel Jibril, from Masjidul Haram in Makkah to Baytul Maqdis in Jerusalem to the 7th heaven finally, accompanied by Angel Jibril. Remember we said at all the gates of all the heavens he met different prophets who greeted him. And then it is the same night that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given the 5 compulsory daily prayers. 5 compulsory daily prayers, which is very, very important. Therefore, that is why Rajab is a sacred month. And then we have Dhul Qa'dah, and we give different reasons, 2 main reasons. Reason number 1 we said is the month which comes between 2 great pillars of religion. That is Sawm, which is done in the month of Ramadan, and Hajj, which is done in the month of Dhul Hijjah. Number 2 we said Dhul Qa'dah was termed by the Quraysh and even the Jews as resting months. They considered it as resting months, the months which they never fought, the months which they never quarreled, the months which they never fight battle or any form of war. Therefore, they say it's a resting month. That is why Dhul Qa'dah is a sacred month. And then we have got Dhul Hijjah, which is very, very important. And we say Dhul Hijjah is a sacred month simply because that is the month which Muslims all over the world visit